Everyone's playing the game of branding, but are they playing it right? We are here with Kyle Harris. Let's talk about it.
The fact that you're worried about being a good parent, you're gonna be a good parent.
It would be stupid to say I'm not scared.
What is the audience relating to? They're not gonna walk into a room and see trophies on the shelf. They don't relate to that. They don't even know what those are for.
Yeah.
You knew they were paid for, but again, they're not even thinking about it.
You're the brand story.
When there's 1,000 options, which there's so many now, the only separating factor is who can tell the story better.
You have to realize that it's about the awareness, the brand, and I may not need you right now, but in 3 years I might.
Yeah.
But I'll remember you because that one time on TikTok, you made me laugh.
People will follow a musician or a brand, or they'll go see a movie for a subpar actor because they like that actor's story and they relate to them.
When it comes down to branding, you can't, or market, like any of that stuff, you can't do anything if you're not clear on.
Let's talk about it.
I don't remember how we met, but I want you to did you hit record already?
I did.
Okay, let people know how we met, but I do remember this. I didn't know that you had done some stuff. Didn't you do some stuff for, was it Gary Vee you did stuff for?
I never worked for Gary Vee.
You didn't work for him?
Yeah.
Why did I think you did?
So I have a little bit of a connection with Gary.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember learning that after. I was like, bro, I hope he doesn't think that we just because I don't remember how we met, but some people do that to us.
Yeah.
Like they'll meet us just because we've shot some dope people and they tried earlier on. Remember we shot Kelly Clarkson and them? And people would use that to try to get themselves. I was just thinking when I was like, oh, we got to get Kyle in here. I was like, how do we meet? And I started going over them bro, I hope he doesn't think that.
You know, I just
Man.
realized, have we ever actually met in person?
Yeah.
You
remember?
and I?
Yeah, we met
Yeah,
at
at the
Opry.
mall.
Why do I not?
It was a while
You don't
ago.
remember that?
So we
I really
we met in
don't.
the
I'm
food
sorry.
court.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met in the food court. You brought the girls, and they were small at that
Wow.
time. It was before COVID, I believe. It was right when I first moved here.
Okay.
You don't remember that?
No.
That's funny. Don't get mad because she'd be forgetting.
It's not
stuff
you,
all
it's
along.
me.
It's
Bro,
okay.
do you
Hey, it
remember-
was like 2019.
Do you remember
Anything
how we
before
did
2020.
meet though?
Man, I don't know. I don't really remember exactly how it was. It had to be through social media.
I of course.
Yeah,
Um,
either Instagram or maybe Twitter. Do you
but see,
did
I
y'all
wasn't.
post on
I wasn't
Twitter?
really on Twitter. We were on
You've
Twitter.
been on Twitter.
Yeah, but I'll be on BS on Twitter. I'll tweet once, and then I'll go through spurts. Oh, let's tweet something, and then
This guy, Obama, follows him on Twitter.
Obama follows everyone on Twitter, so that don't count.
Didn't follow me
Yeah, I
on
don't know if
Twitter.
you followed me or not, but
Bro, you don't believe me, do you?
I have no reason not to believe you.
Prove it. That's my
No,
thing.
hold on.
I'm
I
always
need to
like,
know
prove
now,
it.
'cause-
I
what if
deleted
he
my
doesn't?
Twitter 2 years ago.
I don't. Let's say Obama.
I had to go in on mine and get rid of all the spam and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it had been so long.
Look at this. Barack Obama follows you.
Okay, out of 130 million, and he's only following 5. That's a pretty good ratio. And you're one of those.
I know. He's one of those guys that's like,
That's the
Twitter, and
only
like,
reason I still have Twitter. So Obama follows me in here.
Yeah, you can't get rid of
proof.
that.
You need to
'Cause,
screenshot that now.
No, I have I take screenshot of it every few
Every
months.
once in a
Just
while.
oh yeah, he still follows me. Okay, screenshot.
You know, you gotta
So you
send
can
that
track
off
it
to
by the
Canva
year.
or something and get printed. Yeah.
Anyways, okay, so I'm trying to figure out too how we met because it's annoying me. This whole time I've been trying to figure out. It had to be social media.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out if it was Speechless because I remember we were shooting. I don't think it was though. I don't think that's how we met.
I remember following the account because I was.
I know what it was.
No, you
What
don't.
was it?
I think you were dating somebody who we shot.
Yes,
Is that
I
what it
was dating.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've recently shot her within the last year.
No, because it wasn't. No, that's not. That couldn't be it. Okay, who was it?
Okay, well, sorry.
Can we bleep out the name? Who was it?
I don't know.
Because we didn't meet her forever. There's no way that's how we connected. Because we only shot her recently.
No, I'm pretty sure that was.
No, I'm telling you, we've known him longer than that. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I
We've
think
known him
you're
longer than
right
that.
because I wasn't
Yeah.
dating her at the time when we met.
We shot her remember that was when we did the whole outfit thing.
Oh, you're right.
And we met him at the mall
You're right,
before that.
you're right.
Come
We
on,
had to
bro,
meet
don't
through
mess with me.
Instagram then.
Yeah, it had to
It's all
be through
coming
Instagram.
together.
Bro, wait a second. Okay. Sorry, this is what I'm talking about, but when I say we have no structure in our podcast, I don't know. This might be sensitive to talk about. Maybe, maybe not. But you were married before.
I was.
I
Yeah.
think that was a connection too, because I remember saying, "Oh, we should shoot." That's what it was, but I don't think that's how we met, and it's really annoying me.
I'm not sure. I've gone through so many like different Instagram accounts since then. It would be impossible for me to go back and look.
Track it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, well,
I'm a chronic Instagram.
But here we are.
I know. Yeah, because you had a huge. You still have that account? You had a huge account
No.
because you start all over, right?
I started all over. Yeah. Yeah. From the ground up.
How's that been?
Fine.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it is social media. When the whole TikTok thing happened, I've been saying this for a long time. It's like if somebody were to hit the reset button, who would you be?
Right.
That's
Yeah.
how I look at it now. It's
Yeah.
like I don't care.
Going back to you were married before.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you want to talk about this, but now you found your soulmate.
Oh, yeah.
And you're married, and like, bro, I love seeing photos of you and stuff online. And we may bleep this part out, but bro, you're having a kid,
Yeah.
and that's so dope.
Yeah.
Like, how are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling all types of ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am anxious. I am super excited. And it would be stupid to say I'm not scared.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
What are you most scared of?
I think what I shouldn't be afraid of is just knowing how to be a parent. I don't think anybody's ever prepared for it. You kind of just get the example of those that came before you.
Yeah.
But you're going to do it your own way. And,
What was your dad like?
he is very. So we're very different. He's an engineer and I'm a creative. So put two and two together.
Yeah. Okay. Reason I ask is a lot of people like you pick up stuff that your parents did, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't want to be like that, or I do want to be like that. So I'm always, when people say they're parenting, they're scared of. I'm like, are you scared of? Oh, I don't want to end up like my parents were.
Yeah.
I don't think we're really like that. I feel like it was more of, I didn't want our family, us, like me, Heather, and the girls, to be so much like my family was growing up. 'Cause
Yeah.
we didn't hug a lot. There wasn't like, and our girls, we smothered the hell out of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like,
for sure.
but I'm going to tell you something. The fact that you're worried about being a good parent, you're going to be a good parent.
Yeah. I've heard
Already.
that from several people and I agree. Like I already know.
And bro, you're going to be so dope. The best advice we ever got about raising kids.
I was gonna
Do it.
say that. Keep your kid alive one day at a time.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Because we be worried about all this, like, oh, what's their sleep cycle, or what are we gonna? Is it gonna be breastfed or not?
Yeah.
Or, bro,
It's
all
so
that.
easy
Yeah.
to fall into the comparison game too.
Sure.
Or just like, is my kid hitting this milestone? Or even like with our girls, we're homeschooling, and I'm like, oh, well, they're ahead on this, but they're not doing this, you know.
Yeah.
But it's like, who's the standard?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Do you think you'll send your kids to school or homeschool?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, like, I'm kind of on the fence because you send your kids to school and there's what if they don't come home?
Right.
Mm.
You know, like, I don't want to get into all that, but it's I guess a chance you have
Yeah.
to take. But also, anything can happen when you step outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah. And we did say the same thing because, like, we went back and forth on should we send them to school? And people are like, do you think they're going to be weird? I'm like, bro, can I say this part? You know what I'm
Yeah,
gonna say?
Go ahead.
There are kids in school that identify as cats. And you're
know.
worried if our girls are going to turn out weird.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of here, bro. Like, no. Okay, so you went from, and here's the thing. Let me just say this really quick. Have you watched Shrinking?
No.
On
I
Apple
haven't.
TV.
Okay, it's a really good show. I'm going to say the first part because I don't think it gives anything away. Right off the jump, you learn that this guy's wife died, okay? And that's how it starts pretty much. And people are always hesitant about talking about that because they're like, oh, I don't want to say the wrong
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And I think after mom died, I'm turned into that way to where I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to ask questions because I hate when people act weird around me because mom died. Like, bro, don't act weird. Just what do you want to know? Going from being married, you get a divorce, I'm guessing.
Yep.
And then,
Nope, still
get married
married.
again. No, like get married again. And you're really into branding and having to like we'll talk about what I think branding is.
Yeah.
But like, what has that taught you going through that? What have you been able to take from going through that journey into how that relates to branding and stuff you do now? Has it helped you at all? And no is a good answer too.
You know, I've really never thought about it, but I guess the big thing is, I think I can relate it to, there's a podcast I listen to by Mel Robbins, and it's called
Bro, she's dope.
How to Reinvent Yourself. And I think reinventing yourself is part of that process. Like you lose yourself a little bit, and then you realign and you're like, okay, wait a second. I know who I am. I know my goals. I know what I'm out to get. And then you just start moving forward. Like it's hard to go through all that. And then you do feel like you don't know who you are. But I think I've learned that I don't care what people think anymore. I used to a lot, like a whole lot. And now I do what I want, and that's who I am. So
I love that. What was the thing that made you stop caring? Because Heather struggles with that a little bit still now. I don't give a F. I'm like, as long as people inside the four walls of our house are good, I'm good. I don't care what everyone else thinks.
Yeah.
What was your thing? Like, you know what?
Well, you can't change what other people think. Like,
Come on, bro.
You can't get in their head and be like, hey, stop thinking that about me. Like, who cares?
Yeah. Man, come on.
You're not the main character, and neither are they. Like, it's, you go to the store and you might feel like people are looking at you. I mean, I still do every now and then because I hate going to the store, but it's like they're in their own head thinking about their own problems. They're not worried about you.
Yeah.
And that's like the gym.
I would say like the gym. Yeah.
Because like I was so, bro, I used to be, when I first started going to the gym, I was so freaked out about going. I would go work out at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Because I knew no one would be there.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have to worry about that.
Right.
And now like,
And we all know I wasn't there at that time.
She's, bro, hell, she was asleep, bro. But I had a trainer that was like, when you go to the gym, are you watching anyone? Like, no. It was like, everyone's focused on their own craft.
Yeah.
Like,
And they're all in there for different reasons, but for the same goal. You know? Like they're doing the same thing.
Yeah. So.
That's so like comparable to life.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about how I wanted to be clear that I didn't link up with you because I was like, oh, he has connects to Gary Vee. But I feel like in this world, people do that. They'll see someone and be like, oh, they have connects. Let's say someone's watching asking, how do I deal with people just trying to connect with me because I have connections to someone? Or the other way around, if I do want to make a connection to someone, do I make that connection without coming off as using someone? What would you say to that?
Well, I find that's, I'm on LinkedIn a lot, and there's a lot of people that I want to be connected with. But I think the strategy that I found is finding something that you can both mutually kind of align on. Like, oh, you're an Eagles fan. Cool.
Let's go, Birds!
You know? Or maybe you worked with somebody at the same company, or you like the same band. Like, relate to them first.
Right.
And if your end goal is to connect with somebody else, develop the relationship here first, and then eventually you will get to that point. But I would not go in with the mindset like, oh, he knows Gary Vee. I'm going to connect with him and see how quickly I can get to that team. To me, like if that happened to me, I'd be nice to the person, but I'm pretty guarded anyway. And I don't really like to give out, I don't like to gatekeep, but I also don't like to just free willy hand out my connections.
I don't do it because, bro, like if I introduce you to someone and you treat them trash, they're going to assume that we're that way.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why I'm not guarded, but it's like, bro, if I'm going to hook you up with someone, you got to be, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So I think that's dope. Like, but you know how Jamie, we have this guy, our friend of ours, he's a communication coach, and he's always talking about when you want to make a sale, don't like try to trick people into being sold to. Just be very upfront. Like, hey, listen, we've been in this business for a long time. I want to be very clear. My intentions are I want to win your business. So I'm going to ask you some questions. You're going to know why I ask these questions because I want to win you. What if someone applied that to, because I'm just thinking like, this is my question. Like, could I, and I don't, there's no one that I'm like trying to connect or link up with, but it's like, would that be a smart way to go at it? Like, hey, listen, I know you're connected to this person. I'm being very clear that my end goal is to, you know what I'm saying? Like, if someone came to you and said that, like, would that be a turnoff or like?
I don't think so
Mm-hmm.
because they're direct. They know what they want, and I think it, without beating around the bush, they're telling you exactly what they want.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay. I mean, like, what have you done? Like, let's talk.
Perfect.
Yeah.
See, yeah, like
I would be impressed by it.
instead
Just
of trying
because
to,
most people don't.
yeah,
That's a confidence thing.
Yeah. And I would just assume, well, this person, they'll get the job done and they're not going to waste time.
Yeah, and you
Or,
can tell
like,
when
be around the
somebody's being
bush.
shady.
Right.
So
Right.
that was what I was going to ask Lex. Like, how do you know if someone's just like trying to connect with you just to like use you? Is there what signs do you look for? Where you're like, I know what I look for, but like, what do you look for?
I look at like the first message they send, and then I look at everything else they've done. I see how often they text or communicate about something. If they're willing to link up and not talk business.
That
Yeah.
Again, for me, it comes down to let me get to know you first.
yeah, I love
and
that.
then
Yeah,
you know,
I think
go
that's
from
I think
there.
just like any friendship, you know? You know?
so, go ahead.
No,
I'm
go
gonna cut
ahead.
you off. I'm the master at cutting people off.
Yeah.
I don't do it on purpose. I'm trying to, like, she tries to be nice in front of you or whoever we have on here, but if it's just us, she's like, you're cutting me off.
Excuse me.
Really quick, everyone now, they're all branding experts.
Everyone.
Everyone is. I just want to hear what your thoughts on that are because we've had our own personal conversations about it.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Well, I think if you don't follow me on any of my socials, you know that, or if you do, you know that I love talking trash about people who play within the lines. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
People do all of these branding things and they have all these rules laid out, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, these are just some man-made rules that everybody, because Neil Patel said so.
Yes.
Like, I don't give, I don't care.
Yeah.
So I think everybody who has a microphone feels like they're the expert. We all talk with our sales voice and our marketing voice, and I mean, it's the same stuff regurgitated in thousands of different ways.
Yeah.
Bro, look right here. What does it say? Regurgitating others isn't real branding. I wanted to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
Because I hate how people do that.
Yeah.
And it's so frustrating to me. But sorry, I cut you off on the first thing.
No, I mean, I'm gonna say I agree with that because it's. I mean, I've been saying people. I think people get mad at me because I call out the BS,
I love it.
and
I wish I don't know why. Sorry, I just did
No,
the cutoff
go
thing. I don't know why I don't see more of your stuff. Because I know every time I see it, it is something where like you're calling something and I'm like, I like that. And I'll like it. But I'm like, use Threads, I feel like has been doing a really good job of like showing stuff. But
Yeah.
even yours, I don't see a ton of it. I have to like go and search, which know that I go and search.
Yeah.
Like, let's see what he's been saying lately.
Yeah.
I see your stuff, and I like it. So I
Yeah.
think that's why we.
I'm gonna always like yours. Anytime I see it, I'm gonna like it. I'm just like, bro, my people, I'm gonna always hit like on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't even,
Support
like,
it.
I don't even read
Right.
all of it, but yep, like. I don't remember what my point was. People get mad at you. You said,
Yeah, I mean, so I don't like to call people out like personally. I like to call out different things that groups of people do in branding and marketing.
yeah,
And I know a lot of people who have built their platform on LinkedIn or this or that. I'll comment something and say like, well, have you ever thought about it this way? And they're like, no, because I've done it this way and it just got me through my, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, have you tried a different way? Like,
Yep.
I don't know. Social media is such a follow the rule game and
Yes,
marketing
bro.
and this and that. It's just,
And what about the people that think they just have it all figured out? Like to me, I think
Yeah.
to me, I'm like, we have all our clients. We always tell them in the very beginning and say, listen, I don't know everything.
yeah.
I'm just letting you know that right up front. And if I don't, I'm going to tell you I don't know everything. We'll figure it out together. Because there's
Yeah.
some stuff like I'm not going to act like I know everything about every social media platform because I don't.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with it all.
Yeah.
We just had a call earlier. She's one of our favorite clients. She's talking about moving everything off of Meta and trying to move more to like, she's talking about Blue Sky. I don't know enough. That's why I said I don't know enough about it. I was like, I can start playing with it because I played with it a little bit, but it's like, I'm not really, I don't know. My thing is if you don't have an idea of how to brand yourself on one thing, how are you going to just move to something else? I'm not saying that about her, but I think a lot of people are like, oh, this isn't working, so I'm going to move over to this. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah,
Like,
well, why would you do that if you have 3 other accounts that also aren't working? How is it going to be different this time?
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
you're moving over to a Twitter clone. What's different?
yeah. And so is that what Blue Sky is? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
You may know more about. Have you been playing with it at all? Or
No, because I have my main like 4 platforms that I stick with. I mean, regardless of how you feel about Meta or whatever, like those platforms work.
Yeah.
Why would you leave?
that? Well, so and in her defense, she wasn't saying like I'm just going to leave.
Like not like
It was
I'm done. Like
I may want
Yeah.
to just like slide, like gradually move stuff to a different, because my response was, we can start playing with those things.
Yeah.
Right now, for me, the attention, Gary Vee, like this is kind of regurgitating what he says. Wherever the attention is at, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter. And to me, I feel like it is Instagram and Threads. For me, it is.
Yeah.
Some people, Twitter bangs. Like I can't get Twitter to work. I've never been able to get Twitter to work.
Well-
Yeah, and right now it's impossible to even try unless you pay for premium. So
Bro, so hold on a second. I know this is in my notes somewhere. I just want to get too far ahead. Let's just talk about the paying thing really quick. No, I don't. I'll skip ahead. Okay, hold on a second. I don't want to skip ahead, but I'm going to do
back,
it.
come
No,
back.
I'm going to do it. I'm
Yeah,
going to do it because I'll forget about this thought. Remember how we saw that post where someone was selling Black Friday and they were like, I can help you get this many followers by, like, I can't remember, like in 3 months we
just
need this
a
many followers.
bold promise of
Yeah.
you will. Yes.
Yeah.
And or they said something like, I can get all your videos go viral. You like I posted about my
Exactly.
thoughts on this. I'm curious what you say if it aligns with what I think. So
Yeah.
what do you think about when you see someone say something like that?
they're full of it.
Bro, run away.
Show me.
Run away.
Show me who else you've worked with.
Do you message those people when you see it?
No,
Have you ever done
because
that?
It's,
No, I mean just to like poke the bear.
no, I mean, let them make their money, but like you're scamming people.
yeah.
It's a new
Yeah.
age pyramid scheme because you fall into the trap of, oh, here's my free ebook. Okay, well I don't need an ebook. It's the same stuff that I hear over here, and over here, and then they're like, oh, buy my course. Oh, here's another package to the course that gets you even
Yes,
more. I'm
bro.
like, come on. I'm
Man.
not trying to spend $1,000 for you to. I can learn this on YouTube for free.
Right. I always say it's a red flag if someone says I can get you so many followers. Because the thing is, this is where I was going with the paying thing, is we have people that we don't work with them, but we've been in circles where we see the back end of their socials.
Yeah.
And we see that they buy followers or
Yeah.
they buy likes. And I'm like, I've never understood why.
Why are
peop-
we here?
Yeah, I don't understand why people do that. Because
Optics.
huh?
It's just optics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like it's such a what's the word? Vanity metrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
because bro, people will have a ton of followers and no engagement.
And followers don't even matter anymore.
Right.
Like,
Talk about that. Come on, let these people know.
yeah, I mean, if you look at it, so I am going to kind of regurgitate from Gary this time because I
Okay, let's just say this really quick.
Yeah.
Gary Vee's the GOAT when
Yeah,
it comes
he-
to
he
like, and
is.
I don't think there's anything that we're gonna say that he probably hasn't said. I mean, it might, but like a variation
No, you're
of it
right.
because like he knows this stuff. So
Yeah.
like, I'm just saying that so we don't have to keep saying, "Hey, we're gonna just bro, don't just shut up." Yes, we're gonna say some stuff. that he
Yeah. I mean, like his book talks about like how TikTok has kind of TikTokified social media where these are search engines now. Like Instagram, not so much, but it's getting there. But like everything that you search on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, it's all about your interests.
Yeah.
It's all interest-based social media now. It's not really about who you follow. You show up because I follow people who are creatives. You know, even if I didn't follow you, you would probably still show up in my feed somehow. So if I like kayaking and camping, of course I'm going to see that content in my feed. So you've got to make content based on, what your niche is. That's a whole other animal.
I would say, let's come on. Let's say we're gonna do that one because that'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so mine is talking about all the BS in marketing. Well, I'm probably going to show up in a lot of marketing feeds, but I am going to be the one who's a little bit more polarizing. So if maybe people like that, maybe they don't. You know, it's just based on your interest.
Yeah. But that's what you want to happen. That's what branding, that's what it does, bro. Like, you're going to get the people that like you, and you're going to get rid of the people that don't. That's what I think.
Yeah. And now it's kind of different because before all of this kind of happened with social, is like a lot of our friends followed us and stuff like that. But they're not interested in what I have to say.
Yep.
Why aren't they liking my posts? Who cares? They don't care.
Yeah.
Bro, the amount of posts that I see about people complaining, like, my
People get
friends,
so hurt about
yeah,
it.
they're like, why are my friends not supporting? Like, bro, what?
They're not interested in your content.
I know,
Move
like,
on.
first of all, ask them. Don't ask everybody.
But you know what? Now I think
Go
about it,
to them.
I think I did comment on a post because someone said something, and I was like, yeah, and they'll go and like support a celebrity over supporting your stuff. And like, now I think about that, I was like, that is kind of F that I even said that, because yeah, they may be really into that celebrity and not see your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, I can admit when I say dumb stuff or like now I think about it, like, I get that.
It also comes down to how good is the content. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think all of that is subjective. How good is content? It really just depends on who's watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're the ones, I guess, that are the judge. But also make content that you want to make, that you want to watch.
We were just like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the meeting we just now got off of, we were having this conversation, and bro, so she's doing so good. She's doing so good with like being on camera. She used to not want to be on camera. I'm like, bro, you have to create content.
Yeah.
And she's like, we have a system in place that we do. She goes, so listen, this quarter, I'm just not feeling these topics that we come up with. I'm like, okay, let's not do them. She goes,
Yeah.
no, I
Yeah.
just don't know if I'm just like tired right now. I was like, bro, if you're not feeling them, we need to just scratch them. Cause like,
Yeah.
if that'll come across if you try to force these,
Yeah.
like, and I was like, we maybe need to do a different format of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let's do
Right.
something different. Like, and it's not one of those things of, let's just throw spaghetti at the wall and see what sticks.
Right.
Cause I hate that term, but like,
Recalibrate.
yeah, but we've taken her through our whole like brand keywords thing. I don't know if you do any kind of process like this, but we do a process where we have all our clients come up with keywords. And so that way they're laser focused on, this is the type of client we want. This is how we want to make them feel. This is what, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like those things. So she knows that, but that doesn't mean we can't change formats as long as we stay kind
Right.
of in that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I think people get locked into their idea of what content should look like. And that's why I say, why play within the rules? It's like, if you have an idea of what this video should look like, just go shoot it.
yeah.
Try it out. It may work, it may not. And if it doesn't, just move on. Do
Yeah.
another one.
And that's what's so funny is like, you post something and like, oh man, no one liked it. Okay, no one.
Yeah.
Who cares? I think we've posted stuff and we're like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a banger, and then it turns out not being one. Like, bro,
Yeah.
it's so humbling.
Or even the opposite, where you're like, oh, this is
Bro, the
stupid. and
dumbest
people
stuff we
love it, and
post
you're like,
sometimes-
It goes so
why?
viral.
But the key off of that though is when we see that happen, it's like, okay, let's post more of this thing because people want to see it. You know,
Yeah.
like when you can.
I had a video a couple of months, actually back in May. We went camping and my Bronco, I have a Bronco Sport, and on the back of those vehicles, there's a bottle opener. And I happened to see this on TikTok, and then I went out and made a video of it. It's the dumbest video.
It went off.
7 million views.
That's so funny, bro.
And that's not even, like, to me, it sucks because that's not the content that I want to make.
Right.
I'm just like, what?
Well, so wait, did you
love
get
that.
anything from it? Like what followers?
No, it
Really?
pissed me off. I got nothing from Ford. Maybe I'm being a little bit entitled, but they didn't like it. They didn't comment.
Yeah.
Bro,
I
but
didn't
no,
get
like,
paid.
yeah.
Nothing. But you know what? Whatever.
But so the thing is, like, what if someone said, I can guarantee you get viral videos like that? It just shows you that's impossible because you don't know what people are going to like.
Well, I used to work with a group named what were they called? Viralish. And you may have seen Adley around on Facebook. Blonde girl,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
all the
Yeah.
So they had a system that worked. Like every video they did
Were bangers.
went so viral. But the secret was
Paying.
they were testing the videos behind the scenes with like $20 of ads, and they would like look at all the science and the data behind the video and be like, okay, they're dropping off here. And so they would basically reverse engineer a video to go viral. So I still don't believe anybody that tells you they can make a video go viral, but I have seen it work. But also don't pay anyone to ever
And
promise you that.
My thing, like, so think about what they were doing.
Yeah,
That's a lot of work.
Yeah.
it is. And that was a
And-
majority of my job.
And the money spent doing it. You know what I'm saying? And then that's, bro, man, I'm not about that life.
Well, I'm just thinking about, I don't know if I would, because they would be passionate about their own stuff. And
Yeah.
so the time would be worth it. But then they get all these clients and clients and clients where you just got to go and study every single video. Like
Yeah.
the passion would drop off, I would
Well,
think.
I like the data behind videos.
Yeah, I
only
love that,
because
seeing it.
it's like if you don't lean into that, then you don't have any legs to stand on.
Yeah.
So
I love seeing when people stop watching.
Like when you sneeze.
Shut the hell up. We have a YouTube video at exactly, it's 11 minutes, I think.
It was
People
like
stop watching
down to
'cause
the
it's right,
second.
It's like right when I
He
sneeze. It's like 11
sneezed,
minutes and something
And
like,
then it was like,
Drew,
wow.
like, man, I was sick, bro. Leave me alone. What were we talking about? The guaranteed. Oh, your video.
yeah.
Interesting story. We had a client where we got them a ton. We had one video that was like, it's almost up to 5 million, I think, or 6 million views. They do taxes.
Oh wow.
And we were like, okay, this is gonna be dope. There was someone else that was doing like ops behind the scenes, like what's it called? What is it called? Ops.
Operations.
Operations. Yeah. And so we made the dumb mistake of assuming they'd have everything in place to capture all these leads.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Bro, they got so
Because the leads were coming in.
just on Instagram alone, like every time you refresh it, there was like hundreds of messages. And some of them were dumb, but there were tons that were like legit.
Yeah.
And we didn't know this, but they had no way of keeping up with them. And they didn't have, we tried talking to them about using mini chat even.
Yeah.
Didn't want to use that. No, because it's going to be automated and we want it to be like, okay. And bro, to this day, it annoys me. And I don't know if I can even put all this in here, but like, then it got to the point of, we're not getting any leads. I'm like, bro, you had so many that you like dropped. And so then we did another video and it got like 400 and some thousand views. And that was the video when that happened, we started realizing they really just don't have anything in place.
Right.
And they weren't hiring us to put stuff in
do
place.
that, yeah.
So it's like, it didn't make sense for us to keep doing stuff if they were going to, like, all it was then was like, okay, let's look really cool because we have a lot, like, and bro, that's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Really.
You know?
Yeah.
I think they're dope guys. I think they really are. I think they could be really cool. And they're the most non-CPAs we've ever met in our life.
Yeah.
I love them
Yeah.
so much. But man, I feel like they could just kill it on Insta or just social if they had stuff in the background set up.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Like when you go in, you have a client and you're going to like, okay, because some people think just having strategy is going to bring, not strategy, just having video content is going to bring in money.
Yeah.
What do you say to people like that?
Well, I'm currently in a situation with work. I mean, I don't know how much I want to say about this because I don't know who's going to watch it.
No one watches our podcast, bro. No one watches this.
Come on, people watch.
No one watches. Our last one had like 16 views, I think. So
Hey,
that's 16 people. Like think about 16 people when you're talking.
I mean, so for me, like if you don't have a strategy in place, if you're just doing video, like what are you doing? Are you just creating content because you know you need to? I've worked with several businesses and clients that feel that way. Like they want to do video because everybody's doing it. Okay, well, what's the point? What are we trying to do?
Peer
Right.
pressure.
So I guess going back, I work with an insurance company out of Kansas City, and insurance, I say this a lot on LinkedIn, is like, it's pretty boring.
Oh yeah, it's boring.
Like,
yeah.
so I come in and my goal is how do I make insurance interesting? Well, that's where we're struggling right now because we're doing a lot of ads that are just not working. They're not engaging. And so my whole goal here is to shift the mindset and say, hey, we need to just be a media company. You know, like there's Ryan Serhant from.
That dude, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you know who he's great.
Bro, he's
great.
dope. He's just smooth, bro.
So, I mean, I already thought about companies having their and then Ryan Serhant comes along and I see his show and I'm like, okay, this guy, he's built a real estate company into a media company. He's on Netflix. Like he's turned a very boring industry, like inherently boring industry, into something that we all binge on Netflix.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Could I do that with insurance? Probably. Do I want to? Sure. How long is it going to take? However long it takes for them to take the bait and realize that we need intention behind our videos.
Are they just fighting you on like creating stuff that's like outside the box? Like that's your whole thing.
Yeah, it's playing within these rules, and it's also a lot about like, I guess how people view them. Like they are a businessman. You know, it's just business, and they're not creatives themselves. So that's hard. It's kind of like, you know, a lot of friction there. But I think they're starting to see the benefit of taking something, and I want to do a series where, you know, they start doing Kansas City Chiefs commentary and then talk about, I mean, have you ever thought about like what a pro football player, what his insurance is like? What about after he retires?
Who's their now I geek out over this stuff. Who's their like ideal like client? Is it people that are in football?
No,
Or,
I
like,
mean,
who's
it's anybody. They're
Is it life
insurance
insurance or-
brokers.
Oh, I don't know what that means.
Yeah, they're health insurance brokers. So like if you needed health insurance, you would call them and you don't pay them anything, but they get you connected to the right plan or whatever. So it's like instead of going through like the marketplace, you go through them and then they help you out. But
Bro, okay, so hold on a second. Sorry, I know you're unsolicited advice. Like, if you were like, what would I do? You haven't said that. Why not they've had to have helped people already.
yeah,
Why not get one of these like stories where they really came through for someone, turn that into a mini like short, like when I say short, I was saying short film, but like turn it into a mini like testimonial, like that takes them through. You know how I feel about story.
yeah,
And then people see that. So it's like, oh, wait, such and such, she's also dealing with whatever the sickness is and needs insurance, and her insurance screwed them over. Maybe I can show her. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, I'm all about story.
See, I love story too. And I think people don't, I think testimonials in video do really well, but not the talking head ones.
Yeah.
I think those are, people don't believe those. But what you could do is do like the short film style. I would love to do that.
Because like, let's say, my mom, so she died of cancer, and she went through a lot of insurance, like the stuff I saw.
The mess, all the mess you can
it was
imagine.
terrible. So, but like, the thing is, she ended up not having to pay anything because of the insurance. Like, it all worked out. And like, say you found someone, you know, or don't use the actual person. You can actually create a story based on someone else. You know what I'm saying? And like, just shoot a short.
This is a paid actor.
That'd be so. No, I think that'd be so dope. It'd be even better if it was someone that like they ended up healthy. You know, you find that perfect story and like create the testimonial where like, yeah, you're talking to them, do the talking head thing, but you show B-roll over.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got even taken it a step further and gone like, I came up with this idea called Insure That Scene, and we're working on it right now. And so it's basically going to be take like an insurance agent, have them watch a scene from movie or TV that's relevant or is like a classic, and have them react and say, "Oh man, I wish they would have had this type of insurance." Like that'd be so funny.
yeah.
Like you take a viral video of somebody falling or like parkour or
Home
whatever. One, it keeps it interesting, and then two, you're like, "Oh, it's an insurance video? That's crazy."
Yeah,
So
Another thing, what is a company?
that would be
There's
a crazy hook too.
yeah.
there's a company that's Brooklyn Coffee maybe, where they started doing this series.
Oh, I know what
I
you're
sent it
talking
to you the
about.
other day.
Yeah,
They do a series where like everyone walks in, it's the same scene over and over. There's these two characters, and
yeah.
they're like,
you see them behind the counter.
yeah, it's just a series. That would be. Hold on, I gotta find it for you now.
And then you see the person walking in like with a glass door to order something.
I gotta find it.
And it's always
Brooklyn.
you'll see, but it's always just the craziest interaction.
Yeah.
And it's just funny. But the whole, and they're not even like, they're selling you their coffee without you even
Look,
realizing.
they have
Yeah.
38,000, and they've only had 27 posts. So like their first post,
Open. I've always wanted to try this place, but you're never open.
Yeah, we're not a Bloomingdale's. Those are ours, but you really should be checking our Insta story regularly for updates.
so they sneak little stuff in there, but like they do this. That's their whole.
Get a regular coffee.
Regular? Can I have the pepper?
That's their whole thing. Like they have a whole series of like, bro, you could do that with
That's so
intro.
funny.
Like have an
Yeah.
office and just like people come in and like whatever you
And
can
it could
show
be
like
the- it
them
could-
helping. Go ahead, sorry.
No, I'm just saying it could be the easiest, like most basic setup, especially in
Yeah.
an office. You could have it just
Yeah.
like really like a bland, all white look, and then just have this person come in like falling apart, basically.
Yeah, like my insurance, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
geek out over this kind of stuff. I love it.
I love the idea of series.
Yeah.
Like series in general, I think is
Is that something you don't think they'd be down to do? Like,
I mean, I think I have the control now because we're
let's
about to
go.
hire a
Let's
videographer.
go.
Well, you know,
So,
if you need to come up with a pitch,
Call you both of you.
That's dope though. So you've hired someone.
We're looking into hiring a videographer. I've
Let's
got
go.
somebody on lock that I think is going to be the guy.
Let's
Yeah.
go, man.
So praying, but because then it eliminates me having to go up there every so often, and
yeah.
I can do the strategy and the production side from here.
Yeah, I love
So-
that. I love that so much, bro. I feel like that'd be a fun.
I know,
like-
I'm so excited about it.
yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
a fun like industry to try to do something in insurance.
Yeah, I mean, when my friend got me the job, I was like, man, insurance, I don't know. Like, I hope they're not trying to make me sell insurance.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Like, no offense. But I mean, I think I like the difficulty of taking something so drab and
Yeah.
making it
Yes,
like,
bro.
Huh.
Yes.
You know that there is, I think people are used to seeing comedy in insurance now because you got like
yeah,
Jake
what's-
from State Farm.
Yeah, what's
You
Yeah.
got the
Mayhem.
Neanderthal guy.
and mayhem.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
him.
well, that they're playing on mascots, and that's my next stand.
Okay.
So
That's dope. bro.
yeah,
It's like-
but I love that.
Yeah.
So
And it makes so much sense because you're always like branding out of the what's it breaking the brand. I love that. The podcast guys, if you are not following his podcast, he does these podcasts that are 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more than
yeah,
5
usually
minutes,
5 to 7.
and they're packed full of stuff. And like I've listened to, I was telling him before we even got on here, like, bro, I'll be going to poop, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. I'll listen to it, or like on the way driving somewhere, 5 minutes you can listen to it. It's
You
always
should brand
good
that
stuff.
somehow.
I mean, I may need to rebrand.
Seriously, like, let's talk about. I think we touched on a little bit how branding is not a one size fits all.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think, oh, well, this worked for such and such. Sure.
Right.
Like everyone wants to be Gary Vee. I remember when he like started popping off, everyone was doing everything he did.
Everyone.
Yeah.
The
I wanted to
style
be-
of like shooting. I was like,
I did like the style shooting.
Yeah.
D-Rock,
Yeah.
man, yeah.
Man,
They created
shout
a
out
whole like,
D-Rock.
yeah. But what do you say to people that are like, oh, this person did it, so
Well, I mean, if it works, why not? Like, I think you should be as creatively curious as you can be, but don't copy. Like,
yeah,
if you like the way Gary Vee does something, or if you like the way that Neil Patel or Stephen Bartlett does something, like, there's a book called Steal Like an Artist.
oh yeah.
I love that
I haven't
book.
read it, but
And it's just about like everything is unoriginal. Like you're never going to do anything original. Take from the people that you like and then make it yours.
Yeah.
That's what I have to say to that.
I love that. I love that. Going back to like when you first start doing strategy for branding, I don't know, maybe tell us what your first things you do is. For us, we make sure we're very clear, and clarity is like, because my thing is we can do 1,000 things, but if we're not clear on what we want the outcome to be, I feel like that's throwing spaghetti. I hate
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
There's a difference between testing stuff and like, but if you're not clear, like what's your first thing that you do when you're like, I'm taking on a new client?
like intake process.
No, just like what's your first steps? You know, for us, it's just getting clarity on where they want to do.
I mean, for me, I've always been kind of a one-man show. So I always like to set the expectation that I'm not a videographer.
Mm-hmm.
I am not a photographer. So if that's what you're expecting,
Mm-hmm.
hire somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So setting that first expectation is like very important.
Yeah.
And like just being honest about your capabilities, first of
Yeah.
all. Second, like if I come into a project and they just want to make video, well, I'm like, okay, well, do you know who your customer is? How many different segments of customers do you have? Like in insurance, there's thousands.
Right.
So currently, like I'm trying to figure out what cohorts are we gonna try and market to. Like I could do freelancers, I could do new parents, I can do
Yeah.
over 65, life insurance, and then in all of those, there's about 10 different subgroups. You know, so it's like, what are we focusing on this month? Maybe, you know, do we have a strategy? Do we have a campaign? Is there something that we need to push? It's all about like finding out what their goals are. I think that one's kind of an odd example because there's just so much that goes into it. But just knowing your customer, knowing who you are as a brand, knowing the people that are good on camera,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
that is a big one.
Don't force it.
Yeah, do not. And then just, I guess I love to set the expectation of we have to be willing to try
Yeah.
and
Mess up.
learn. And then also, like, let's forget followers. Forget they even exist.
Thank you.
Forget those vanity metrics are even there.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
Man, you said something that made me. You were talking about. Oh, what did you say? I just
I don't
now
know.
lost
I have
it.
a question.
Go ahead.
Have you ever experienced, so whenever you're going through this process or talking to a new client and you say, do you have this? Do you have that? Do they ever just like deer in headlights, like, what?
Yeah.
And you start to see it?
Yeah.
So what do you do with that then? When somebody's like, I don't have any of that, I have no idea what you're saying. Where do you go from there?
I think, I mean, depending on what it is, like, you just kind of have to be okay with hand holding them through the process.
Yeah.
Because you also have to realize that they hired you because you're the expert. If they were the expert, they would have done it.
Yeah.
So you got to talk to them on a 5th grade level. Don't use the jargon and just
Yeah.
kind of guide them through.
That jargon part,
Right.
Do
Right.
You really just, because internally you're like, like
Yeah.
he's an idiot.
bro. Right.
But you also have to
Respectfully.
realize, like,
They don't know.
they don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They hired you for a reason. So just be gracious.
Right.
When you're talking about like knowing who your customer is and all that stuff, I was just gonna say basically clarity. Like having
Again,
clarity.
yeah.
Like that's what it comes down to. I've always thought that like when it comes down to branding, you can't or market like any of that stuff. You can't do anything if you're not clear on what you're trying to hit.
Yeah.
And so many people are
Yeah.
just like, oh, let's just, bro, why?
Like,
Why
what's
are
your
we-
message?
Yeah.
Can't Donald Miller? Are you?
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Dude,
I love him.
I love Donald Miller.
I stole his captions. He does captions now that are like impact font. If he wants to know, I think it's impact font and it's white and like I love there's a little glow. Yeah, I was like, I love how he does that. I'm biting
Yeah.
that. I'm biting that.
Yeah, I mean, he made storytelling so simple to me. Like I think historically I have kind of overcomplicated storytelling for myself, and it's all about, can you pitch somebody simply without them losing interest?
Yeah.
And if you have to make them work overtime to try and understand what you're selling or what your brand does, they'll move on.
Yep.
Right.
It's like trying to sell somebody a Lamborghini and then explaining to them, oh, well, it has this and this. It's like,
Yeah.
what does all that mean? I'll buy
Yeah.
the Toyota.
Giving them
Yeah.
like way too many options.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
I think it's easy to fall into that as a business too, because you're excited about all these things when they may
Yeah.
be just looking at like one or two of those
Yeah.
and you're like, but this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
Like, no, they're already sold. Shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Selling the
Outcome.
versus instead of the features.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen to this. We've had this conversation.
Yeah.
I forgot about this until just now. You said this. We talked about it on Threads a little bit.
Yeah.
You said people don't care about your brand story. They care about what your brand can do for them. Is that how you said it?
Something
That's
like
the
that.
gist of it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I feel like this is this one thing we're always going to disagree about.
Yeah.
Which is fine. But explain what you're saying.
So what I mean is, I don't think people care about all the awards. I'll set this up because I went into an interview about a year ago, and it was this agency somewhere in East Nashville. I don't remember who it was, but they had all these awards on their shelf. Well, I know for a fact that those were pay-to-play awards, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
But they
not a
talk
good
about
look.
it on their their Instagram and everything.
But listen, really quick, people that don't know think, oh, this is dope. Like, bro, no, they paid for this. That pisses me off so much. Okay,
Yeah,
go ahead.
but also people don't care. Like I don't care, like that you've won all these awards. I care because I'm looking for somebody who can help me accomplish X, Y, Z. Like I wear Hoka's not because of the brand, but because they feel good. Because I run very well in them and they don't hurt my shins. I don't wear Brooks because they're really expensive, and I just have my brand of choice because they feel good.
Yeah.
I just don't think people care enough about all the backstory until they start to like trust you and they really are an advocate for you. That's when they start to care about everything else. And even in Donald Miller's book, he says people are just looking for a brand that can help them thrive and survive. And that's how we've historically been as humans, is we just want what's going to help us stay alive, stay fed, and reproduce.
So,
I'm up for the debate.
I feel like
I'm
Mile
all
an
for
Hour,
that.
the dude like is in the red.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the only thing that separates people is the stories that they tell. And so like, and I'll use this. Let's do this. Oh, we may not be able to talk about you having a kid. I'll not say this one. So I'm trying to think of another example. Oh, here's one. TrueFit.
Okay.
They just now messaged us and said, hey, are you interested in talking to our marketing director about shooting content? Okay, which is dope. Like that's dope. But the thing is, we never have reached out to them and said, hey, I'd love to shoot with you. Everyone in the gym shoots gym content.
Yeah.
They have gyms all over. Why are they reaching out to us versus everyone else? Because I know there's people that shoot better than us. There's people that are way more fit than us.
Who?
You know what I'm saying?
No.
What?
I'm just being confident. That's all.
But I'm telling you, to me, the only reason they reach out to us instead is because they see the stuff that we're about. Like,
Yeah.
and even like, I think I was telling you this story. I think I said this in Threads when we were talking about it. Like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about her. I don't know. Okay, so
I don't even know who you're talking about.
the drugs.
Okay.
So there's someone who she's dealing with. She used to be into drugs, and she had to go to a house and like do recovery and all that stuff. And she's doing fitness, and just her story attracts people that are trying to get into fitness that are dealing with these kind of addictions.
Yeah.
And so she's booking people like that, and obviously other people that aren't about that. You know what I'm saying? But her story, with 1,000 billion other trainers, why are people picking her? You know what I'm saying? If you have 1,000 trainers, they all have the same, they can all get you from A to B.
Yeah.
That's why I say story matters, because when there's 1,000 options, which there's so many now, the only separating factor is who can tell the story better. That's how I feel. That's what we've gotten beat out on jobs because people will out tell a story. I'm like, oh, and I see it and I can't be mad about it.
just
Like,
lost.
You're just
bro,
like, man,
good job. You know what I'm
respect.
saying? And the thing is, some of them suck, but they told a better story. You see what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like,
I think we're both on the same page, just maybe in a different paragraph.
okay.
I kind of think that too. Like being the ref over here, not the ref, you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, okay, I kind of see this going the same way because I'm like, my opinion, when it all comes down to it, it's what is relatable? What is the audience
Right.
relating to? They're not going to walk into a room and see trophies on the shelf. They don't relate to that. They only know what those are for.
Yeah.
You know they were paid for, but again, they're not even thinking about it. But when they hear a story like the one you just told, and maybe they relate to that, where they're a former addict or even just whatever, slightly an addict.
Yeah.
And they're like, I like this person because I can relate to it, so I'm going to hire them. So I think there is something to telling. I hear what you're saying, but I also like brand stories. So
Yeah. Well, I think
I've
the
seen
difference
that, yeah.
is you're the brand story. Like when you have a company, say insurance, for example, Apollo, they're not the brand story. They care about the other people that we've helped. Those people are the brand story in my mind,
Yeah.
because you can talk about the agents and the agents have their place. They have their story about maybe why they got into insurance. That's good for a recruiting video. Doesn't help me as somebody who needs insurance.
Right. Yeah. So in your situation, what I would do, that's what I'm saying. I would never tell a story of anyone that works there.
Yeah.
Just because F that. Well, I would do the stories, like I said, of people that they've helped.
Yeah.
Because they're the main, like, oh, this person had cancer and couldn't get this. I'm dealing with the same thing. I relate to that story. I'm going to go with this insurance company.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean by, but awards, so I feel like I understand what you're saying more now in person, because text is weird.
Yeah.
What was you gonna say?
I was going to say, this is kind of a tangent. I'm like, this is why I watch all the award shows. I'm like, I'm kind of jaded by like the Grammys and the Oscars,
Oh, yeah,
like
this
all
is
the
all
things, because I'm like, we're talking about what we relate to. An actor or a musician may not technically be that good, but maybe they had an album that like
Where they have connects.
a whole bunch, well,
It's all
aside from all that.
That's all. It's all. I think it's all
aside from the
political.
politics of it, I'm just
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
somebody could be like, but they wrote somebody wrote an incredible album and related to it, and so then they get the awards for it. Like, people will follow a musician or a brand, or they'll go see a movie for a subpar actor because they like that actor story and they relate to them.
There's a company called ClickUp. They're a CRM.
Yeah.
So,
F ClickUp. I tried using them.
well,
Sorry. I'm sorry. No, all the reason I said it is like, I tried using it. I remember something about it frustrated me because we went to Trello, we tried Asana, we did ClickUp.
It's been some
Yeah.
time.
And now we're
Let's put it
you
that
got to
way.
find your right
Notion's our thing now.
I love
Sorry.
Notion.
Go ahead.
Yeah. What they do differently is what a lot of these kind of SaaS companies have figured out is to stop pointing out all the features and talking about their company. But ClickUp, what they do is they've really leaned into comedy and like corporate comedy, and it's really funny. And they've gotten themselves like over 2 billion views,
Wow,
and
good for them.
they've grown the company significantly because of that. And now their co-founders are off doing speaking engagements, and it's crazy because now I like that brand because I like the content they create. It makes me laugh. I don't use ClickUp, but I'll follow the brand, and maybe one day I will use it because
Yeah.
I need a system. And I think that's kind of the difference is like when brands make companies, they're all about sales and leads and this and that. I'm like, you have to realize that it's about the awareness, the brand, and I may not need you right now, but in 3 years I might.
Yeah.
But I'll remember you because that one time on TikTok, you made me laugh.
Yeah.
But so then we can agree that story is pretty important.
Story is important, but I think it's whose story is it?
Okay, so I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because like you're saying,
So like the human element of
in the insurance situation, I would never. My first instinct, if I was hired, would never be to tell a story of one of the insurance agents ever.
Yeah.
It would be just like in real estate. I would never want to tell a story about the real estate agent.
No.
I would tell a story about the family that couldn't get a house, but the real estate agent helped them get the house.
Yeah.
That's the story I would tell. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like, okay.
I mean, think about like a Jeep commercial. Like all these car commercials, they suck because they're all the same.
Yeah.
But what if you worked with Jeep on a short film of somebody who takes his Jeep out camping with his dog, and that's the story.
Yeah.
And Jeep is just there.
Or Subaru. They
Yeah.
do
You
that.
know who's really good at it? Publix.
Oh, Publix, bro.
Publix is really good at
Publix
that.
kills the
Yeah.
commercials.
It's almost
Yeah.
to the point now where I can watch if like one of their new commercials comes on, which probably will, 'cause Super Bowl. I'll be like, this feels like Publix
Yeah.
because it's like all like the good feels, and at the end they're like, oh, and then there's food there.
Yeah, and
it's from
they
Publix.
almost don't even mention their name at all.
yeah, it's
you
just
know?
a real quick like a
Sam's did a really good job 2 years ago, I think. I was watching, I was going to see some movie. There's a commercial with Kevin Hart in it.
Oh.
And it felt like a Christmas commercial or like a Christmas movie. And then at the end, it's Sam's. I'm like, that hooked me.
Yeah.
Like, that was so funny.
Yeah, I love that.
Those almost make me mad because I'm like, you tricked me. I did not expect
They're
that.
getting good.
Yeah. But I don't understand why more brands don't do stuff like that.
'Cause they're scared.
Yeah. Like the car commercial, that was a very good point.
Yeah.
Car
Yeah.
commercials, they do all look the same.
Yeah.
They all look alike. But I'm telling you, that Subaru one was dope. Because like you see the girl that got in a wreck, and I think she said something like, and I don't even know about Subarus, but I remember the story because it's like when I loved my car the most is when they walked away from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason that story hits me is because there's a little girl. I have two girls.
And her dad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're walking away from it. So to me, that story hits.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, Subaru. You know?
Also, we did rent a Subaru. That's the one that we were like, yeah, that's the one we rented in California.
Okay.
And we're like, this is nice.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So like that story, like I remember it because of that, and like
Yeah.
it's funny. I remember that's a Subaru, and I don't know cars. I'm like
Yeah.
the most non-car guy in the world, but that one. And then the other one, you probably like this commercial, the Hummer commercial, where they're like, it's the commercial Christmas one where like they're driving, and then all of a sudden they slide. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I don't think I have.
So there's like 3 of them out in the snow, like wide open. And at Christmas time, they just had a great song
Yeah.
too. And it's basically the same commercial now, but they've changed the soundtrack. But it's just 3 of them, and they're going like this, and then they all just like shift. It's
They
almost
can
like
do
they're
that side.
dancing.
They can do that
It's
feature
for
now.
like the parking thing. I
But
think,
it's cool because it's not them driving through water
Yeah.
like all you expect,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But anyways, so story is important.
Yeah. Story.
way to wrap that section
No,
up.
but I get what you're saying though. I feel like what you're talking about is more of stop trying to use your features of your company and
Yeah.
like the like awards you won, because no one does care about
No.
the awards. You know what I'm saying? Like no one gives a crap about the awards you won.
They want to see themselves in that story.
That okay, that's
Yeah.
good. I love
Yeah.
that. I love. See,
Yeah.
this is why I love these common conversations, because even with politics and stuff like that, and I know your heart. So like when
Yeah.
I was I didn't, and hopefully when you see my message, you know I'm
You didn't
saying
get like
everything with
stuck
Dude,
up
I
on
don't
it.
take anything.
yeah,
that
but some people,
personally.
bro, some people get so. I'm like, bro, chill out.
Yeah.
But I feel like even in politics, people don't know how to have conversations
Right.
about stuff you don't agree on. I'm like, bro, that's why we're like, we gotta start this podcast. So it's like, just let's talk about it.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm hoping that we've talked about stuff that like you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
But to wrap stuff up, let's talk about like just tips for people that are looking into getting branding done. I think something you touched on earlier is not to be fooled by like branding experts.
Yeah.
Like what would you like, what are the like, hey, listen, if you're trying to hire someone, look out for this. Do you have any like
Yeah. If they're selling an ebook or a course, run. that's my. I think that's my 2 cents, because unless they can prove to you like with case studies and analytics of other like clients that they've done work for, you might
Right.
just want to run.
and I agree. We've tried doing courses, bro. We don't have time to do them.
Yeah.
That's what sucks. Like, we should do a course. I'm like, we don't have time because we're doing stuff for, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't
Well, I
know.
mean, those branding experts, they're profiting off of people who are desperate because they want to go viral. They want to become an influencer, or maybe they have a business and they're just like desperate to find some sort of virality to boost their business.
Yeah.
But what they really need to look at is like you have an iPhone. It doesn't take much to set up a shot with a ring light. You don't have to make it like this and be perfect. I think people overcomplicate social media and branding.
Yeah.
It's just like figure out who you are, figure out what your story is, tell that story.
And you said something good when our conversation back and forth. You talk about a lot of just listening to what your audience wants.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you said overcomplicate, I feel like people overcomplicate that too.
Yeah.
Not enough people spend time actually using the internet to listen. That's the biggest piece that social media is missing in a lot of agencies. I think there are some agencies that do it well, but also how much time does your social media department spend, or you as a social media manager, how much time do you spend looking at your industry on TikTok, Instagram, Reddit, Quora, Google, and just searching what other people are looking for. You can literally make like a year's worth of content just by looking at questions that people are asking.
Yeah.
And why does that work? Because people are asking those questions.
Yeah. My trick, my hack for all this is like all of our clients, I'll go to Google and type in the first few things and it shows a bunch of like questions just right. That's the easiest thing to do. Like that's not even getting into anything else complicated.
Right.
You know, like you can get 10 videos or photos, whatever content you want to do just off of doing that.
Yeah.
Question for you. I got real hyped just now.
I know. I'm like, whoa.
Maybe you deal with this. I struggle with our clients. We can keep their socials good.
Yeah.
When it comes to my personal, like, do you struggle with that at all? I'm trying to find
Yes.
like, okay, I'm glad. I'm like, are we just like,
No.
'cause, bro, like,
We're not alone.
It's I think every social media or media company in general, like it's so hard to keep up your own because you're so focused on your clients. And yeah, that's great, but like if you're trying to get new clients, I think you do. I think there's two different ways to go about it, really. Like if you're trying to grow your brand, you can use the work that you've done as case studies, but again, it's like I kind of compare it to the music business a little bit because all record labels suck at social media. Like all they're doing is reposting promos of their artists. Well, that's great. That's cool. But somebody who maybe wants to dive into that artist, like why aren't they creating content that people actually want to watch? It's because it's easy.
yeah,
So if you're reposting case studies, it's easy. But I think you got to find time like just to batch create
yeah, that's what we've been.
for your own content. Some people say, "Oh, I don't have the time."
We have a podcast where we're talking about time, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's just like you probably do have the time if you'd sit down and film for an hour.
Yeah.
Here's what I tell people: when you say you don't have a time, switch it and say, like for our girls, let's say our girls came up and said, "Hey, can we play?" And if I said, "Hey, I don't have time right now to play with you," if you switch it up, just saying it this way, playing with you is not a priority right now. It completely changes how you think about that. You're going to tell your kid that playing with their kid
That they
is
are not a priority.
So if you say, I don't have time to create content, what you're saying is creating content isn't a priority right now.
Yeah.
And which I'm saying that to me because we say that all the time, like, man, and I'm not even going to say we don't have time to. I just don't feel like it. Once we're done with everyone else, I'm like, bro, I don't feel like doing it.
I mean, I think that's the biggest thing right there is motivation.
Yeah.
Like motivation doesn't exist. It's you don't feel like it.
Yeah. I do not feel like
You
it.
don't feel like it.
Right.
So if you don't feel like it, well, again, it's not a priority.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, I know. Because, like, but here's the thing. I don't feel like going to the gym sometimes, but I still go.
Yeah.
Because, bro, I'm not going to, like, that's really important to me. I don't think our social media presence is that important to whether we can take care of our clients or not. That's just how I feel. But I don't know. And we had one client, she was talking about how, was it she or he? I can't remember. One of our clients, they were talking about how they hired someone and they were annoyed with the fact that they spent so much time on their socials that they weren't doing their client work right.
Yeah. I've experienced that. I schedule a lot of my posts that go out on like LinkedIn and stuff. And what's interesting is like I've spent the time to create it after work and it goes out during work. So it's a misconception that, oh, I'm not doing my work.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, man, I'm a creator.
Yeah.
You're not going to stop me from creating.
Right.
But all the other work is getting done. So what gives?
Right.
So I think, yeah, it's about like, I get up pretty early and I try to get ahead of with like my work day so that after work I can just sit down and focus, batch create if I need to, create a podcast. I have probably 10 podcasts in the can right now ready to go.
I love
so
that.
I don't have to do much work except for clipping it out if I need to. So
That's what we need to start doing is just like pulling clips from our podcast because there's some dope stuff in the podcast that we mentioned and like they're so long.
Yeah.
We should just like get a few like again, it's just one of those things. I'm like,
And don't rely on those AI tools to
Bro,
do that
hell
for
no.
you.
I know.
what's the one, Opus? Like,
Opus, there's
so when they first came out, we tried it and we're like,
It was like, we would have a poll like maybe what 5 or 10?
I don't remember.
I can't remember, but it would get like
Maybe
maybe,
two
two.
would be
Yeah, and then
okay.
the rest
Yeah.
were just like,
Yeah.
that doesn't even make sense. There's no context there.
Yeah.
But listen
yeah.
to this. I know how you feel about ChatGPT and AI. We use it for almost everything.
Yeah. I do too, but
But we have even our some of our posts, but we have it also run through before it comes up with a caption. We have an AI yuck list and like phrases. We say do not include any of this stuff.
yeah.
And then we have for what were we talking about? Not captioning. Crap. What was
Scripting?
it? No. Man, I just lost my train of thought. What we were talking about? Guys, help me. What were we talking about?
I don't know, you said train of thought.
Opus.
In my head.
Opus.
went
Oh
to-
yeah.
Okay.
So Opus, what we have happen is all of our clients, it will transcribe the video. We run it
Yeah.
through all automation, and then I have it to where it finds the best clips. I just do it myself.
Yeah.
And I have the prompts that I have in there. It actually does a good job of finding the best clips, and it's like the time codes and all that. So I'm like, I'm like, wow, people are really out here paying Opus to do this.
Yeah.
And it's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
Like, huh? But like, then we have to edit it though. So like, we can edit.
Is
but
that the one, or what was the one where you just everybody's content looked the same? Like
Opus,
even
Opus. 'cause
was
they
that
would
it?
Use,
Like
yeah,
with
they use
the
Hormozy font captions and like
Yeah.
it was like the yellow text.
yeah,
or
that's
the
her-
yellow
yeah.
or green.
Yeah,
And I was
like-
like,
Yeah. And
Cool.
CapCut does that too. Like it all kind of looks the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've started, I use CapCut, but I use different fonts. And then I can't do all the text that looks the same as everybody else.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to be original, but like the human element of creating will never be replaced by AI. Ever.
we just did the whole thing on this.
Yeah.
And I just feel like I said this exact thing in the post. I said, if you're worried about AI taking over, you need to work more on your skill.
Dude, I went to
Because,
Wendy's
like-
today and they have an AI at the drive-through now. So you talk to the screen and it takes your order. It's not a human anymore. But I was thinking, I was like, if you're worried about AI taking jobs, one, the experience at fast food is crap to begin with.
It's
Like,
so
you go in-
it's not efficient at all.
you go in, but with these new AIs now, like if they're taking orders and they're just sending it through, well now think about efficiency.
Yeah.
yeah.
And how much more work they're getting done inside, and maybe how much better the experience is going to be on
Right.
the inside.
That's
And
what
there's
bro.
no human to direct their anger to. Someone's anger on
But
it.
Yeah.
no, but listen though, remember we just did a post on this, man.
Yeah.
Like all AI and these services are doing, they're making life for us easier. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's not going to take like, bro, I hate when we shoot an hour-long testimonial, maybe not an hour, and I have to go through and listen to all that. Hell no, bro. I'll use AI to go and I tell it exactly how we build story structure. I'm like, look, these are the points I'm looking for. Find it. Let me know where the time code is. And it'll even get markers for me. So I can go right into DaVinci and chop up exactly those points. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, it makes things so much easier and
Yeah.
more efficient, like you're saying. And like, our clients don't care about how we get it done. They just
Right.
want it done.
It's just done.
Is the work,
You know?
yeah, is
Yeah.
the work getting done?
I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that because
Yeah,
I'd be
it's
hype over
interesting.
that.
I haven't heard about that.
Yeah.
It makes sense though.
Yeah, it was
Wendy's?
very weird.
Yeah.
I rolled up and it was like this microphone popped up on the screen,
Yeah.
and then I just started ordering and it listed everything. I was like,
Hold on
wow.
a second. Why are you eating at Wendy's?
Because I had a cheat day.
No, bro. We don't do cheat days.
We used to get those chicken sandwiches.
Oh man, those chicken sandwiches.
They
are
had
good.
grilled chicken
I haven't.
sandwiches.
I haven't had alcohol in
Congrats.
probably like a month and a half now.
Man, congrats. That's dope.
Only drink water or like Gatorades or stuff like that, and coffee.
I love that.
I haven't had fast food for about 3.5 weeks until today because I was just feeling it
Yeah.
and I wanted it. And after this, I'm gonna go work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, where are you working out at? I'll come with you.
Planet Fitness.
Here, or you can go
I'm
back to.
gonna go back home and
Okay.
yeah.
I was like, I'll come work out with you. I already got a workout in,
if,
but
if I had my workout gear, I'd hop along
we need
the
to do a
TrueFit.
workout, bro.
Yeah.
We should do a workout.
Dude, I'm
It's-
about to start CrossFit.
Hell no. Oh man, bro. We just did a podcast, with a girl, and she's
big
in CrossFit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not about to be one of those like diehards.
Yeah, no, you're gonna be doing all that.
But what I'm trying to do is kill some body fat
Mm-hmm.
and these last 22 days in the gym, I've been going every single day. It's been slow, and I know it's because I haven't been working hard enough.
Okay, but
So-
are you doing cardio?
Doing a lot of cardio. I'm running the Nashville Half Marathon.
And what are you eating?
A lot of protein and a lot of fruits and veggies.
Okay, so that's good. Like,
Yeah.
I follow this guy, and because we're on his stuff, like, we're eating so much chicken and like
Yeah.
for everything, and we've been doing like an hour cardio a day.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's annoying, and I get bored. But
Yeah. I hate running, but I did the Clarksville Half Marathon last year.
that's dope.
And
Ain't no way. I couldn't be me.
it sucked. It was not fun. But I did it because I needed to prove to myself that I could actually finish something.
I love
Because
that.
I'm one of those people that I'll start something, get really bored of it, and not finish.
Wow.
So this was like a accumulation of probably like 10 years of projects that I've started and haven't finished, and I needed to do it. So
But we should figure out something to where we can like hold each other accountable to where we do our socials. Because if you struggle with that too, of like, I don't know, maybe you don't, but it seemed like when I mentioned, man, I struggle with my own socials. I can do everyone else's.
Yeah.
But if you do, we should like try to figure out a way to hold each other accountable to where we like, I don't know how or what that looks like, but I'm just like starting the conversation. I think it'd be dope because you're like someone that I think we could probably.
I
work
think
together
it'd
and
be
fix
funny to
that.
call people out, like be like, "Yo, Eugene, did you create today?
Yeah.
What'd you create today?"
Right. Like I think that could be dope.
Yeah.
We'll figure out something.
Yeah.
Bro, I love seeing you in the gym. Congrats on the kid. We might have to bleep that out, but like seriously, that's dope, man.
I'm excited.
I'm seriously so excited.
I'm excited.
Are you guys going to announce it?
Not publicly.
Yeah.
Jenna's very reserved and private, and just kind of out of respect for her, I'm not going to do that. And I don't even know. Like, we'll probably put our kid on social, but like from the back of the head, but never the face or anything, just because that it's not their choice yet,
Right.
whether they want to be on there or not.
Yeah.
So
Our kids are on there. They don't have a choice. I'm joking. No, I don't know. I think I like having them on there because I'll go back and look at my social later. That's what I use Instagram for mainly, is to just look back at like, man, I remember this. You know what I'm saying? Like, which sucks if like Instagram ever goes down. Like there's all our, like TikTok did for like one day. But man.
But I mean, I think it'd be cool to like, I mean, you may see my content shift in the next like year because I'll probably start talking about being a first time dad.
Yeah.
Like her cousin hit me up the other day and was like, "Hey, do you want to do a new dad's podcast?" Because he was researching and there's not a whole lot of
That's a good idea.
conversation about mental health, being a new dad, and just like mental health for men anyway, because for whatever reason it's taboo. But like that may happen. We'll see.
We have a podcast with Reggie talking about mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was into sports and he's really big into mental health.
Yeah.
I've had this conversation and we had someone else on the podcast that explained it to me because I just let her know. I was like, listen, when it comes to mental health, I don't get it because I feel like, I think because people overuse like, oh, I'm depressed. Like, no, you're just mad because your team lost. That's not being depressed. And I don't feel like I've ever been depressed.
Yeah.
And so I just don't get it. I'm like, if you're depressed, go find something to make you not depressed.
Yeah.
And she explains, she goes, you're thinking like a normal person would think.
Yeah.
And it's not the same when you're really depressed or you're going through mental stuff. Like I was like, huh. Like the way she said it, I'm not even saying it as good as she did, but I'm like, that's dope. So like, that's why I'm excited about Reggie because like talking to him, that's a dope. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the reason I like podcasts is being able to have conversations when we're all just used to screaming at each other online.
Right, bro.
Like, over text and stuff.
Yes.
So this right here is, I think, what people long for.
Listen, make me a deal. Because we're still working these. I don't know what episode number this is. We have like 7. Like, I don't think they're all out now. But make me a deal that when we get further along and get this system down more, you come back and we'll do another one.
Oh, yeah.
Because, bro, I like this. I love talking to people that do kind of what we do. You know?
Yeah.
I need you to help us. I don't know what we should be. I can always help other people do their own stuff. When it comes to you, it comes to you, it's like, bro, what do we want to post? And like, only thing I ever want to see is Heather in shorts. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's not gonna. I mean, I guess it would sell, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, even if you look through my Instagram, like I'm so disjointed in all my content. Like it's it's the Jonas Brothers content, and then it's me working out, and then it's me doing like social media stuff. I'm still trying to figure out what mine's supposed to be, and I think maybe I'm overcomplicating it, and I shouldn't have to figure it out. I already know who I am.
That's what we've been talking about. Because like, bro, people like to see all the BS that we be posting. So like,
yeah.
and that goes back to like everyone that's like niche down. Like, I get it. And then people are like, you are the niche. Yeah, but like, can you sell off of yourself being like, like you said, it's a whole nother thing.
It's, again, they're regurgitating rules.
Right.
And it's just, if you know how the algorithms work and you know how TikTokification of social media is currently being used, just talk about what you know.
Right. Because that'll surface to whoever's interested in it.
Yeah.
And bro, the people that are like, you have to post at a certain time. Remember that?
No.
We had this one client who was getting advice from someone else that used to do it and was like, oh, you should have your team do this and this. And I'm like, so I can tell you right off the bat, whoever you're talking to is so stuck in the past, because I could post the post right now and it's going to get views when it gets views.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, I mean, obviously there's strategic stuff to do about like, if you do want to hit like, especially if it's a local spot where it's like certain hours you're open, I feel like then that has a lot more to like, okay, you want to be very strategic with that. But like now,
stuff people may not see for 2 or 3 months. I have some stuff that's popping
Christmas
up on
stuff.
I'm like, oh, that's funny. And I look and I'm like,
6 weeks ago.
November.
Yeah, Jenna had a video. We went to Union Station Hotel last year, and they did like a Harry Potter pop-up bar.
Are you big into Harry Potter?
I love Harry Potter.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
I love Harry Potter. Okay, so good.
We could have a whole
We're such
podcast about
nerds.
that. But yeah, they had a pop-up bar, and she did a video. She's got an Instagram account dedicated to gluten-free and celiac disease.
Oh, wow.
She's got like 17,000 followers, but this video went so viral like months after we posted it.
Wow.
And
so it didn't go viral until it's been up for months. And all of a sudden
it started off really strong. And then afterwards it started going viral again. Like a second push.
Reviral.
Yeah. And I don't know why or how, but it'd been past Christmas. Funny thing is, the bar got shut down by Warner Brothers because I think her post went so viral that Warner Brothers caught wind of it.
Oh,
called up the bar, was like cease and desist.
Wow.
So, but like, I don't know. I forgot where I was going with that. But like,
How sometimes you post it doesn't matter when you post it.
it doesn't matter. Like, she doesn't look into when to post. She just kind of posts it. I think about when I'm online.
Yeah.
I think about like, you know,
One of our ideal people online. That's what I think.
Yeah. Like for me, fitness content, you know, it's probably early in the morning for me when I'm on, or like right after work. And, you know, I've got my stuff done and just kind of scrolling, or maybe during lunch.
Bro, I see even that is like showing how it surfaces stuff you're interested in. I see so many chicks, like fit chicks in shorts now. I did a post about her. I was like, man, I'm not too safe to admit that I love when she wears these little gym shorts. Bro, my Instagram feed is full of girls in gym shorts.
So you like girls in gym shorts?
Yeah, it's like full of it. You know, I'm like, it's annoying because I follow this other guy, is the Quad King, if you're watching, that I'm trying to work on my quads. And I follow him. I haven't even seen his videos. So I'm like, it was pissing me off. So I just
You
went
messed up my feed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I went back to his thing and like hit like, bro, send me your stuff. And so, but the thing is like, when you do that, it actually started popping back up. Like, that's crazy, bro.
And it works the same way on Threads. If you're liking stuff on Instagram, you're going to see that in Threads.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. But don't you think that makes sense though? Because they're connected, like.
Yeah, I'd like them to not be that connected, but
they're about to start ads too.
So
that's gonna be so annoying, bro. Instagram's annoying with ads. It's so annoying.
I know. It's
like
it used to be
every three. Like I'll see one regular post and then it's like ads.
every 4.
It does bother. You'll be like, look an ad, and I'll just scroll like.
No, that
I
pisses me
couldn't even
off.
tell you like on my feed what was an ad because I just like.
But they're doing a good job then if you can't tell it's an ad.
No, I mean I'll just like.
Oh, you
numb
zone
over
out.
it like. Eh.
Yeah.
No, it annoys me. You're wasting my time. Bro, how can people find you?
Instagram. Hi Kyle Harris. I'm really, really into LinkedIn right now.
Yeah.
I know it sounds nerdy,
No.
but like LinkedIn is especially for creators, freelancers, or just anybody like who wants to create valuable content and not entertainment content. Post on there.
Do you think our little trailers will do good on there that we do for these little podcasts? Have you seen any of them?
I think if they're like 30 seconds to a minute and they're super valuable, yeah. Yeah, the new UI that they have for video, when you post a video, it looks like an Instagram.
I saw that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find me there.
Just Kyle Harris.
Yeah, just
Okay.
Kyle Harris. And then you can subscribe to my podcast, Break the Brand.
Let's go.
I'm only on Spotify because I'm lazy.
Bro, you got to get on YouTube.
Yeah, I should be. I went live on YouTube and Twitter when I interviewed Marcus. I used to vlog a lot every single day, and I got burnt out on YouTube. So I want to get back to it.
Yeah, if you're doing these, bro,
But
just post them on. I
should.
think I've said that. Just
Yeah.
post it on there.
I know.
Like, who cares?
I know.
Because ours right now, bro, once we're done with this, I'll dump it in and out. I'll do a little trailer, export
Yeah.
it, and I don't do hardly anything. I'll probably, you have to talk to your wife about
Yeah.
me bleeping out stuff because we can bleep it out. But besides that, I won't do anything to it.
Yeah.
And it's the easiest thing. It's annoying because we only get like 16, 20 views.
For
you
now.
know, But like,
For now,
Yeah.
Keywords.
so yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Anywhere else?
Those are like the main three. I don't
Okay.
really post anywhere else. Not too big into TikTok because I'm not trying to be an influencer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Bro,
yeah.
appreciate you. Hopefully
Dude.
this is fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, you did a good job.
Yeah.